Ofor Na Ogu. Ndị Igbo si na onye ọbụla ji ọfọ, mana ọfọ makwa onye ji ya. Ofor Na Ogu, equity and justice. Okay, don't forget that there are a lot of Igbo proverbs, African proverbs, that is working against Africans. So when I say I'm not into tradition and culture, I'm not a native doctor, I want you to understand what I'm saying. All right, before I continue, my name is Ezenwani Mili Esther Heche Marina, the king. Abum Ezenwani Mili. I'm a marine. I'm a king. My name is Zioku. All right, when do we invoke it? Usually, normally, back in the days, nwoke ji ọfọ, nwaanyị ji ogu. Back in the days, man, I don't know which one is equity and justice. I don't know how to translate it in English. I don't want to make mistake because they don't va kanko. They won't share my video, but they will find out every mistake you make. So if you're not Igbo, please let somebody translate for you. Equity and justice. Back in the days, nwoke ji ogu, ji ọfọ, nwaanyị ji ogu. But it's a pity, as reincarnation keep happening, a lot of things keep happening. Some men have decided not to be a man. They have decided not to be a woman. I don't know what they are. I'm not insulting anybody. I'm calling a spade a spade. Asio, no Kenyada no ewu amụọ n'ọbụ. Some people now call it oburi. Kenyada no. Ewu amụọ n'ọbụ. But today, the reverse is the case. Everybody is screaming that everybody is hurting them. Everybody is doing them bad. Everybody is doing them whatever it is they are doing them. Everybody is screaming, justice, justice. This person did me. That person did me. That person did me. That is something I tell married women. If your husband is sleeping around, don't retaliate by sleeping around. I love men who comes and said, I want to marry 30 wives. You see, this kind of men, I love them. I want to get married to 50 wives. I want you to be my third wife. It's okay. What is not okay is jumping from one corner to the other. Entering different hole that you're not supposed to enter. You know, aligning yourself, taking oaths that you're not supposed to take in the body of another woman, simply because she catches your fancy. Why don't you marry her and put her in the house? I love that. But when you begin to align yourself with different entities, with different things, when something happens to you that wants to take your life, when something happens to you that wants to destroy your family, you can invoke Ofor as a man. You can invoke the power of Ofor Na Ogu. But today, a lot of people are holding what their spiritual father or spiritual mother gives to them as Ofor. And they are committing all kinds of committables. At the end of the day, they are not satisfied. They still go about looking for more. Sorry, I don't know. My Facebook network is, I don't know. You can come join us here on YouTube. It's doing as usual. What I said is that African men should marry more than 2 wives, more than 3 wives, more than 10 wives, if you are capable. I'm not against that. If you want me to be your 10th wife, so long as you can carry, I will. But what is evil, what is bad, is you have a wife at home and you are making blood oaths with women outside there, mingling your blood, making vows that you have no right making. with them out there. You cannot invoke Ofor Na Ogu because you will jiggy. And I tell women, when your husband is not taking care of you, he's not doing his manly duties because he has other outside, and you want to stay in that marriage, and you want things to begin to work out good for you. You love your husband. You want things to work out good for you and your husband is outside, going here and there, connecting with other entities, making vow with other women outside, mingling his blood, whether you like it or not. When you make love to a woman out there, you are creating another vow. When you are sleeping with different women out there, you are connecting yourself to different entities. I have done videos in the past when I said you are sleeping with a woman, a man, because they enter your eyes. Whatever family problem they have, you have collected half. Baby, I love you. You are my. You have collected some part. You are simply telling your gods and your goddesses that the problem you have in your family is not enough, so you want more. You are collecting what if they have ocho, untimely death, rising and failure, promise and faith. You have simply partake. If you want to marry 10 wives, as an African, you are supposed to marry more than that. That one is okay. It's your own. It's in your house. But you cannot invoke Ofor Na Ogu. You cannot invoke equity and justice when you are not okay. I know a lot of men will say, I'm a man. A man have the right to do whatever he wants to do. I'm not disputing that. I'm not saying you don't have right to do whatever you want to do. Not. But when something evil happens to you, it's your wife. When you're no longer making money, it's your wife. When you die untimely, it's your wife that killed you. When evil befalls you, it's your wife. But when you live anyhow you want to live, it's your own as a man. You cannot invoke equity and justice if your path is not clear. Odogwa Broga name, to be a man, to be a king, to be a god, is hard, not be by mouth. And you as a woman, you are comparing your husband with other husbands. You are saying, as your husband is living the way he like, you too can live the way you like. I'm not your family. You can do as you like. But you cannot invoke Ogu. You cannot invoke Ogu. The power of Ogu. Equity and justice. Because your hands are not clean as well. Okay? There are laws made by gods. The gods. There are laws made by men. Marriage is law made by men for men. And it has its own words, rules and regulations. So long as you have entered into it, it is binding to you. If you're not married, it's not binding to you. There are laws that are binding to you if you're not married and you are uselessing other people's daughter, uselessing other people's son. Then tomorrow you marry the one that is good. There are also laws, rules and regulations guiding that. But as a woman, you are not enjoying your marriage. I hate it when people say, she snatched my husband. You are sleeping with a married man. Didn't the man know that he's married before he went out? Didn't he honor? Is he not supposed to honor his marital vows before he start going out? Must everything be a woman? You don't know say you marry when you go out. I don't understand. When you are seeing things not going on well in your marriage with your man, because there is something about us women. There's something in us that dictates when our man is cheating. when he is shedding. This is when you invoke what? Ogu. You invoke Ogu. You don't use any stick. You don't use any staff. You go naked as a woman. When you go naked in your room, you sit on the ground. Your right hand hitting the ground. Your left hand on your stomach. If your sons and your daughters, they don't get married, things are hard. As a woman, as a creator, as a porter, as a divine being, you invoke the power of Ogu, the power of feminine, and you hit your chest. You put it on your stomach. And with this one, you raise it up and hit it on the ground. Say, if I've ever done it to anybody, you hit it on the ground. You are naked and you are sitting down, your bare ass on the ground. If I've ever slept with another woman's husband, if I've ever done wrong to my husband, if I've ever done wrong to anybody's child, let anything anybody's doing to me work. If not, any man, woman holding my child, holding what belongs to me, holding, you begin to say it. You begin to say it, hitting your hand on the ground and your left hand on your stomach. Any man, any woman that is collecting what belongs to me through the hand of my husband. Anywhere my husband has found love and he doesn't love me anymore. Anybody that is holding my children were doing well, they are no longer doing well. It is time for my children to get married, they are no longer married. What is happening? If I have done it, that is the first invocation of Ogu. If I have done it, Ogu, today I'm talking about the women's side. If I have done it to anybody, if I have planned it to anybody, let it come to me. That is Ogu. That is Ogu. This prayer, let me call it prayer, it is what women should do when the life of their children are not going well. When others are building and their husband are not building. When things are no longer going the way it's supposed to go. When you are being harassed with all kind of bills. So long as that man climbs on top of you and you know you love him and you know your hands are clean and he decided to do whatever it is he's doing outside and neglect you, that is the time to invoke Ogu. But don't forget, you have to work on your relationship. You have to work on yourself. Don't just get married and just go there and sit down and let the man be doing everything. You got to do yours. You understand? It takes two to tango. It takes two people to handle their marriage, their relationship. Okay? You don't just invoke Ogu simply because you expect your husband to open a shop for you. He didn't open a shop for you, invoke Ogu. You don't just invoke Ogu because, I don't understand. You want to live the way your friends are living and you know your husband's source of income, that he doesn't have that kind of money. You can't invoke Ogu. That is time to invoke Ogu. And you know, marriage is for two people to work on. There are times to get out of that marriage if you don't want it anymore. Instead of going out there to go and retaliate, to go and have your own. A man can cheat without loving the person. But a woman cannot cheat without loving the person. That is just it. A woman goes out there, she's in love with the person she's cheating on. A man can have sex with you and go back to his family. So know when to invoke Ogu. But if you have decided to go pium, it can't work for you. Yeah, I can't. I would advise you to leave the marriage. If you can't make it work, then leave the marriage. Divorce is not a crime. It's not a bad thing. But I always said, one way, one mother, one mother, one more. Let the dead not kill the living. Let the living not kill the dead. That has always been my own. But before you invoke Ofor Na Ogu, equity and justice, check yourself, check your hand. Because most times, it backfires at you. Before you said, if I've done this to anybody's child, make sure you don't maltreat a child living with you. Make sure you don't introduce little girls to men. Make sure your hearts are clean. But look around you. Few that can do that. If you can do that, there's no need of jumping from one church to the other, jumping from one spirituality to the other. There is power inside of you. There is power in your name. My name is Yoko. Thank you so much for hanging out with me.